What's going on, guys? Stein back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about how to not procrastinate. This is very, very simple, and it is to just do what it is that you have to do right away, immediately. Just do it. I talk about the production pivot that Andy Frisella talks about, where you take anything that's negative and you turn that into positive by just snapping it and just doing it. I mean, there's another channel on YouTube I forgot what the channel name is, but he has a video called the just do it principle will change your life, meaning that like doing something and to overcome this procrastination, just doing it right away immediately will change your life, because that's most important is action, and action is the most important thing in this world. And once we take action, everything else will change, and it doesn't matter what action we're taking it on. Just in general, if you take action, your life will improve. So take action, obviously, on the things that matter to you, the things that are important, that go along with your goals: health, wealth, love, and happiness. The doing it principle literally will change your life. Like when people say how to overcome procrastination, it is a very hard thing, because the hardest thing is to actually get started. But once you're started, everything kind of just flows along. The hardest thing is to get started. It's so hard to get started because momentum is the hardest thing to gain. But once you have momentum, you're unstoppable. This is why, like, Brandon Carter talks about, like, if you win something, you should not celebrate, because you're going to lose momentum. If you drink alcohol, blah, 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 like, you're going to lose your momentum, and your momentum goes down. Life is all about momentum, carrying you through, gaining forward momentum, and progressing through life. That's what it's all about, is learning from your past experiences and advancing in your career. So the doing it principle, it's basically goes along with having discipline. It's just doing what you need to do, whether you feel like it or not. And everyone knows what they need to do. Everyone knows what they need to do. Because like I talked about before, we have our bitch voice and we have our boss voice. And one of those two voices are leading us in the right direction. Obviously, it's our boss voice is leading us in the right direction. Our bitch voice tells us not to do something and gives us an excuse. The boss voice will tell us exactly what we need to do, and it'll guide us in the right direction. And I was just thinking of this earlier, but like deleting every app on your phone besides YouTube helps with creativity so much, because if you don't have TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all of these social media apps, like, your mind will get way more creative and you'll be able to come up with way better ideas, instead of just, because that's what most of the time we're doing. This is relevant because most of the time what we're doing is we're scrolling on TikTok, we're scrolling on Snapchat, instead of doing, let's say, a workout, or let's say I need to go shower, or just something simple like that, something that you simply just need to do. You just do it, just immediately do it, like you snap out of it. That's your mind telling you, let's do this right away, let's do this now, so that way I'm not wasting any time. You really have to remind yourself that you are going to die one day. So you want to live the life filled with the most discipline as possible, filled with the most least amount of regrets possible. We're all going to have regrets. It's life. We're all going to make mistakes, but having the least amount of that as possible. This is why it's important to learn from other people, to learn from their mistakes and biographies and such like that, so we can not make the mistakes that they made, and our life can be, because history will repeat itself if we don't learn from our mistakes. That's why history is very, very important. So having discipline and doing what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not, is just absolutely so critical in every single situation in life. It doesn't matter what you do. I talked about this. Brian Tracy says self-discipline is the number one habit of success. It doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have self-discipline, you won't be anyone, because I think Mike Tyson said that in an interview. You won't be anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have discipline, you won't be anyone. And it's very, very, I'm actually going to read Mike Tyson's autobiography. I recommend you guys do too. It's called Undisputed Truth. And just to get inside the mind of these people like this, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. So obviously I'm going to want to learn something from him. I talked about this before, about copying superheroes or copying sports figures, like copying people who have this role model mentality of how you can implement these same strategies into your life and take what they take away, so that way you can set yourself up for success and set yourself up living a life that replicates what these people are doing, because everyone's going to be different. We're all different. We're all human beings. We're all going to have different, but we can take simple things like they do, like getting up early, reading books, working extra hours, these simple things, working on your side hustle, these simple things that these people do that we can also implement in our lives, and we can also do these things as well. That'll just take us to a whole nother level, because most people are on Netflix, most people are on social media, most people are BSing their time away. Like, that's what most people do. So this channel is not for most people. This channel is for people who actually want to make a change, want to impact something at a deeper level than just going through life and just, going through the motions like most people do. So that's why I want to inspire you guys to just think at a deeper level on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and put forth the effort needed every single day to accomplish your goals on a day-to-day basis. It does not matter what day it is. This is why I never compare days. Monday is the same as Sunday. Sunday is the same as Tuesday. Tuesday is Friday. You treat every day the same, and you cannot waste days. You literally cannot afford to waste days, because we are not promised tomorrow. Pitcher for the Reds, Michael, I forgot what his last name is. He says, tomorrow is not promised, so I'm going to do everything I can. I think I remember he was at a NBA game, and he talks about this in a YouTube video I watched. He was at an NBA game, and he left early. I can't remember when he left, because he knew he had a workout in the morning. And not many people are willing to do that. Not many people are willing to do that. Like, I have like a bedtime that I go by, like, every night. It's 10 o'clock at the absolute latest. And most people don't do this. Most people stay in bed till midnight. They stay in bed till 2 a.m., till 3 a.m., like, just doing BS. And then they end up getting up late, That starts bad momentum. It's bad. It's a really bad habit to get into. So the best way to break a habit is to not do whatever it is that you're doing. Do something completely different. Do something for a change. And this is very hard for people to do, but you're literally changing yourself on a day-to-day basis. If you just do something different, you're literally changing your whole overall character, and you're changing your overall demeanor and how you approach things, because your life is based on the habits you have. Your life is literally based on every habit you develop, and obviously you want to develop positive habits and not negative habits. Like, all the time you see people doing alcohol or drugs that just take their life downhill. You should be able to enjoy your life without those things. Obviously, every once in a while is okay, but just every weekend is not acceptable. Like, you need to be accomplishing something. You need to be striving for something. You need to be growing on a day-to-day basis. And this is why I don't stay away from those, because they absolutely serve you zero benefit. And growing is absolutely the most important thing. I always talk about this. Growing on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're reading a book, you're learning something new, you're working out, you're getting stronger, you're training your body. Whether you're getting a better relationship with your partner, you're going out, you're meeting new people, developing your talking skills with other people, relationship skills. All of these things are important. Literally all of them. That's why I talk about the 4 pillars of the good life: health, wealth, love, happiness. All of them are important. It's very beneficial to balance them, so that way you know what it is that you need to do on a day-to-day basis to get you closer to your goals. Because most people will have a goal that's going to be in those 3 categories. Everyone will have goals that are in those 3 categories, and if there's not, they're probably lying, because most people are going to have goals like that they're just going to push you to grow on a deeper level than just being cynical and just all for yourself. Like, you want to put something forward. I talked about Casey Zander talked about in his podcast how it's just like people just want this clout for themselves. They want everything for themselves instead of putting something out there for somebody else, which is so much more valuable. Like, listening to other people speak and listening to other people's experiences is what I do. I never talk about myself. I very rarely talk about myself. I always listen to other people, and people who are above me, people who are older than me, that how many life experiences that they've gone through that are different from my own, so that way we can learn. Hal Elrod says you can learn from every person, because every person has a different life experience than you do. So you can learn from everyone. Doesn't matter who they are. So this discipline hack, literally doing exactly what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, literally, boom, it's that simple. It's just a snap of the finger. Just do it. It's just literally how to not procrastinate. Just do what it is you have to do and do it immediately. Do not procrastinate. Do it immediately. Immediately. I have to say. Brian Tracy, he says in his book, get back to work. Say that to yourself, so that way you get yourself in the habit of getting back to work and not procrastinating and BSing your time away, because time is our most valuable asset here on earth. So that is the video for today. Like the video, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and we'll see you in the next video.